Hello there. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to sketch the quadratic graphs. Okay, now for the first step, now we have a step 1. Okay, now we have a quadratic equation here, right? So we have to identify the value of the a. So if the a, sign of the a is negative, and your graph will be in this way, a sad face. If the a, sign of a is a positive, then we have a smiling graph. Okay, now we move to step 2. Okay, in step 2, we are going to show the position of the graph by using discriminant. This can be done by using the formula b square minus 4ac. Okay, the b and a and c we can be used by following the equation. Now, if let's say the value of b square minus 4ac is more than 0, it means the value is a positive. So, the graph position will be either like this, or if you have a sad face, it will be like this. But make sure it is intersecting at the x-axis over here. Okay, it must intersect. This shows they have a real roots. Okay, now let's say they have equals to 0. The value is equals to 0. So it means that the graph will be touching at the one point, and the sad one will be touching here at the same point. Okay, now they will be touching at this point. So they have a same values. Okay, so they have the same values. Now let us look at the last one. If your discriminant is less than 0, I put less than 0. So you'll be having the graph not touching the x-axis by like this. It's not touching, okay? And here you won't be touching the x-axis. Okay, this is very important for you to determine the position of the graphs. Okay, this is step 2. Okay, now let us move to the step 3. Okay, for step 3, we will identify the minimum or maximum point. Okay, what is minimum point? Minimum point is when your a is more than 0 or is positive. When you have a smiling curve, okay, this is, we call it as the minimum graph. And this is the point, the minimum point. Okay, so I just write here it is a minimum. Okay, it's a okay, this is the minimum point that we get over here at this point. Okay, if you have a maximum point, it means the a value is the less than 0, which means you are having a sad face like this, and the point will be at here, the maximum here. Okay, so this is the max point, maximum point. Okay, so how are we going to get this minimum point and this maximum point? Is by using the formula. We have to use the completing the square. Okay, so initially we'll be having this equation. Okay, this equation, and then we have to transform this equation into completing the square, where we will be having a, and the format of completing the square will be like this. Okay, so this is the completing the square. Now to get the maximum and minimum point from here is, okay, look at here, x plus p, right? So we just have to make it equals to 0, and x is minus p, and the y you can actually get it from here, which is the q. So the coordinate here is negative P, Q for minimum point. So if it's maximum point, it's the same. So we just have to plot it here. Okay, this is the how to get the minimum and maximum point. Okay, this is step 3. Okay. Okay, for the step 4, we have to find the x value here, and we can use this formula, okay, to find the x value. So let's say we get the x value is 3 or the x value is 6. So we just have to sketch it like, okay, here's the 3 and here's the 6. If your graph is smiling graph, which is a minimum, okay, and then we just have to sketch in this way, and your minimum point will be over here. Okay, this is your step 4. Okay, now for step 5, okay, after we have find the x value, now we have to find the y value. So it's called as a y-intercept. So how do we find the y-intercept in your quadratic graph? Is by making x equals to 0. So for now, for example, we have equation 3x squared minus 5x plus 7. So here we make it into 0. X is equals to 0. This is square. 0 here and 7. So the multiple of 0 with 0 will lead to 0. So and then y you will be getting there equals to 7. So your graph will be okay, let's say here 7. So your graph will be something like this. You have to go through the 7. Okay, this is we call as a y-intercept. Okay, so we have completed step 1 until 5. Okay, and this is a summary of it. Okay, and this is a summary of each step. For the first step, we have to find the a value. Okay, is it more than 0 or less than 0? Okay, the step 2 is we have to find the discriminant by using this formula. So we have to make sure is it more than 0 or equals to 0 or less than 0. Now the third one, we have to find the minimum and maximum point by following the a value here, and we have to complete the square here. Okay, then the step 4 is to find the x value. Okay, to find the x value we have to make y 0. Alright, and then the last one, the step 5 is we have to find the y value if it is intercepting the y-axis. So we have to make x equals to 0. Okay, this is a summary of step 1 to 5. Okay, so let us do an example right now. Okay, we try to sketch the graph for this equation right now. Okay, now the first step is we have to determine the sign of a. So since your a is 2, which is more than 0, so your graph definitely will be the smiling graph. Okay, this is for the first step. Okay, now we have to know the position of the graphs. So this is step 1, and step 2 here will be b square minus 4ac. Alright, so we have to find this value. This is our step 2. This is step 1. Okay, so now the b will be negative 3. Negative 3, don't forget to put the bracket square. The a will be 2 here, and c will be negative 5. Okay, so we just have to substitute all this, and we find the value here. Here we have 9, and we put a bracket here, so we have here 8. 8 multiplied with negative 5, so we got here negative 40. Okay, and then negative you have here plus, so you'll be getting here a positive value which is a 49 over here. Okay, so it's definitely in the case it is intercepting with this x-axis at 2 points here and here. Alright, so we know the facts. So step 1 done, step 2 done. Next we are going to step 3. Okay, this is our step 3 to find the minimum point. Okay, now we factorize the 2, x squared, and then we have 3 over 2 x and 5 over 2. Alright, and then we take the in between here the b value. Alright, we multiply with the b. Okay, then we square it. I'll just show you the way here. Negative 3 over 2, and you'll be getting, when you simplify this, okay, so you'll be getting the negative 3 over 4. So here what we can do now is 2 x squared. Okay, then we just have to plus this, put a bracket. This is minus 3 over 4 square, then we minus again with the same thing, square here, and then we minus with 5 over 2. Okay, don't forget to put the bracket over here. Okay, and then we are going to factorize the inside one. So we have, don't forget to put the 2 bracket, x. Okay, since here we have a minus, we put here minus 3 over 4. Then we square here. Okay, and then we can continue with the rest, which is minus 9 over 16 and 5 over 2. Put another bracket. Okay, there shouldn't be a 2 here. Okay, now when we simplify this, we are getting that 2 x. Here we multiply up and down, we multiply with 8. So here we'll be getting the 16, 8, and here is 40. So we're getting here 49. Okay, and then don't forget the 2 here. We are going to multiply in at both sides. So you'll be getting our full equation as 2 x minus 3 over 4 square minus 49 over 8, because will be divided by these 2. Okay, so now our minimum point here will be, we have to choose this equals to 0, and the x value is 3 over 4, and the y value here is a negative 49 over 8. Okay, this is our minimum point. So we have get our first point over here. Okay, this is step 4. We are going to find the x value, and we can use this formula and right here. Okay, then negative b, the b is negative 3. We can substitute here, it becomes positive. Okay, plus and minus. We have a square root here. Okay, b square is 9 minus 4. Your a is 2. We put here 2 and a bracket over here. And we have a c negative 5. Okay. Then it's over 2a. So a is 2. So we have here 4. Now, x is 3 plus minus. We solve the numbers inside the square root. So we got, so here is 8, 5, you got 40, and negative will become positive. So we got here around 49, and then it's over with 4. It can be simplified. This one, the square root of 49 will be 7. So we have 3 plus minus 7 over 4. And here we'll be getting 2 answers, where we have to separate the positive and negative. So x is equals to 3 plus 7, and here will be a 10 over 4. Your x is 2.5, and another one we try with minus. X is equals to 3 minus 7 over 4, and here we'll be getting minus 4 over 4. X value is negative 1. Okay, this is our step 4. Now we try with step 5. Okay, we try with step 5. Okay, for step 5, we have to make a y-intercept with substituting x is equals to 0. As you can see here, the x value here, we just have to substitute with 0. So we'll be getting here 2, 0, and then here we square it. Then here we have 3 multiplied with 0, and then minus with 5. So both of these value will become 0, and the y you'll be getting negative 5. Okay, now we got all this information from the step 3, 4 and 5. Okay, now let us continue with drawing the graph. So we'll be getting a smiling graph. Okay, now first we plot. We are using a minimum and minimum point here. So here we make it into 1, and here's 2, and here is a negative 1. So, and here we are getting 3 over 4, negative 6. So should be around here. So should be, let us make it, here is negative 6, and here's negative 7, because it's sketching. Okay, so our point here will be somewhere around here. Okay, so this is our minimum point. This is from the step 3, minimum point. Okay, now next we have to focus is on step 4, which is we'll be getting 2.5. 2.5, we just make it here 2.5, and here's 1. Okay, step 4 is 2.5 over here and negative 1, and step 5 is, it should be negative 5 over here. Okay, so negative 5. Okay, now here's negative 1, it passed through negative 5, a curve here, then it goes to 2.5. Okay, this is how to sketch a quadratic graphs, and all you need is to know the shape, whether and it is intercepting the x, minimum maximum point, step 4, y-intercept, and also the x-intercept. Okay, so that's all in how to draw the quadratic graph. I hope you can understand. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.